Hey guys, it's been a while. How are we doing? How are we feeling? Um, if you don't know me, my name is Amani, and welcome back to the Conceited Podcast. Holy, I haven't said that in a really long time. So this is gonna be a weird one. But hey, welcome back. How's everyone doing? I know you guys can't answer me, but I hope everyone's well. Um, I have been on major hiatus the last what since like March. What are we in August? It's August now. It's been a couple months. It's been a whirlwind of a couple months, but I'm excited to be back. I think I am in a space that I feel pretty motivated to do this again and pretty driven to keep going with my crafts and the creative stuff that I have going on in life. So I am just really excited about where this is going, even though I haven't been here in a while. But yeah, it's been a time. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about where I've been. Trying not to be too sad because that's not really the frame that I carry my podcast to be. But so last month was hard. I lost my grandmother at the end of June, and I genuinely think that's probably why I was so all over the place all of July. But before that even happened, I had been kind of handling certain aspects of life and just so many different projects and outlets that I don't even think I felt like I had the time to do this, which sucks because obviously I'm not trying to, take that away, but it's hard when you are just constantly focused on multiple different outlets and trying to make it all work and then feeling like, maybe you're just doing too much and you kind of have to back off and, you know, take a second to breathe. And that's okay. And that's kind of where I was at when I took a break. And then obviously leading up to that, it was kind of, the inevitable happened and there's not much you can do in those circumstances because at the end of the day, it's just life and that's just how life moves. And no matter truthfully what happens, you have to keep moving with it. So, yeah, her passing was it's still something that I'm still trying to figure out and navigate every day. That was something that was not only unexpected, but I think it I didn't realize how big of an influence it actually was gonna have until it happened. Um, and that for me was a lot because, you know, being there for my family, especially my mom, it's really hard to navigate grief when you haven't really experienced something as widespread as it so close to home. Obviously, I've had, occurrences where I've grieved in different places, but I definitely think I eventually got to a point where I was like, "Okay, uh, I'm okay now, and I'm able to be there for other people, and it's not something that I feel like I have to deal with by myself alone." So yeah, I don't wanna, gravitate too much into that, because at the end of the day, it's, sad. Obviously, I'm still going through it in my own ways, but I definitely think that everybody handles their grief journey a lot different. And I think the ways that I am doing it is by kind of pivoting and looking at my life in a different direction. And I feel like death does that to you anyways. When, people pass, it's kind of one of those things that you just feel like happens and you your brain almost like can't like focus on the concept of like, "Oh my god, this is happening. Like this person is not here anymore." And it really really does make you look at where you're at in life in that very moment and think about how short it is and how things can happen at any split second. And I think that's kind of what like her passing was for me was I genuinely just had this urge to just become way better, and I've already been like that, like, that's just me in general, but knowing the type of woman that she was and the influence that she carried in so many people's lives, all I wanted to do was, like, be just like that. Um, so yeah, I dedicate pretty much the rest of my journey, um, to my grandmother, you know? She was a hardworking woman. She, took care of so many people. She was loved in so many ways. She gave so much love in so many ways. And her influence is something that is gonna be passed on for generations to come. And I honestly pray and hope to God that I can be anything like that woman was, because I admire her. And yeah, I am blessed to know that she is, home with God and that she's in a better place. But yeah, otherwise, I'm just taking it day by day. That's really, I feel like, all you can do. Um, so yeah. But besides that, moving on from, the topic of death, life has been life's been interesting. The beginning of the year was not the way that I think I thought it would go, uh, which is a good thing, honestly. I'm really glad that I wasn't getting exactly what I thought I was gonna get back then, um, because I currently kind of feel like I'm living in the life that I prayed for, which is really weird to say because I'm in such a different place, and even though that not every single thing is going according to, like, what I thought the plan would be, I definitely feel like what's happening now is 1000% God's plan. There's probably nothing that's happening for me that I don't feel like wasn't sent from God. And I've lost a lot, obviously. And when I say I've lost a lot, it's more of like I've entered new chapters. I've, gotten rid of energies. I've, you know, put myself in different environments that I feel like were aligned with me. And I'm so grateful for that because it's put me in this position to really be my most authentic self, and I genuinely feel like the work and the due diligence that I'm trying to do is the epitome of what I'm going to become, and I've just been envisioning myself as my higher self because I genuinely feel like if I keep believing that I am the current version that I am aspiring to be, that I'm already that. I don't need to look into the future and think, "Oh, I wanna be like that." No, I'm like that right now. I'm doing what I need to do, and I am following the plan that, God and the universe put on my soul, and I'm just living my purpose, and that's probably the best thing I could be doing right now, and I freaking love it. I am so happy with who I am and so astounded by the woman that I'm still becoming because I just feel like I've encountered and experienced so much at such a young age. I mean, I'm 27. It's not like I'm like, I've been through like the most traumatic events of life. No, it's just like daily stuff that you go through every single day or normal events such as like dating and career and friendships, like all that stuff. And I feel like I'm in such a good place with all of those, combined that there's nothing I can really complain about. I mean, I don't like to complain anyways, because I feel like when you do complain, it's just an excuse for you to not do anything about it. And when things are not going the way that I think they should, or when I'm not getting the exact result as of what I want, I definitely find ways to pivot and, like, make things happen for me, instead of, wallowing and feeling bad for myself because something's not going the way that I want it to, like, "Oh my god, that's so bad." But I I think at some point after, weeks of me kind of being in this mindset of like, what are you doing? Like, where are you going? Like, what's happening with you right now? What do you really want to focus on? What's, the big goal, the big picture? I definitely gave myself a reality check and was like, get a grip on yourself. You're better than this. You can do more. You know you can do more. You're being lazy. You're giving yourself the bare minimum for what? There's literally no excuse. Um, and once I did that, I kind of just snapped back to reality and realized like I hold so much power in getting the lifestyle that I want, and the only reason why that I wasn't there was because I was, like, l pretty much putting this, like, lack mindset in myself by thinking that my circumstances were way worse than they actually were, and once I, like, channeled my just channeled is a weird word. Once I changed my mindset to be more positive and, you know, affirmating on being grateful for the journey that I'm on and grateful for the things that I have and pursuing the things that I truly wanted to pursue and doing everything with intention, I swear I have done nothing but see the light and not in a I'm going to Jesus moment, but I've seen the light in the sense of I know where I'm supposed to be. I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be at. I know I'm following God's plan. I know that the things that are happening to me are happening for me and not just because I'm, like, supposed to be going through hardships or obstacles because at the end of the day, that's just life. You're gonna do that in general, but I just feel really aligned, and I love that for me because that's really all I ever want. I just want everything in my life to feel in full alignment with where I'm supposed to be, and I really do feel like that's where I'm at right now. And it's honestly just getting better day by day, and I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. Uh, and, you know, life's taken over its course in so many different ways where I'm able to put, more time into the things that I want to, or I'm able to put in more time into my crafts and my creative outlets, including, my podcast. So being back filming and talking and being able to just conversate with you guys has felt really, really good for me because I just feel like I'm in a really good space to do that. And honestly, I just want to document it all. I mean, I told myself after, the whole grief and just taking a moment away for a minute, I kind of was like, I am not happy with where I'm at circumstance wise. And the only person that is capable of changing and doing better in that aspect is me. And in order for me to be a different version of what I currently am, I have to do that for myself, and I have to be able to just go for the things that I want and take accountability in those senses. And I did, and I told myself, new month, clear head, new mindset, like, and I wanna go all in. Like, I have absolutely nothing stopping me from just fully committing to literally everything that I want, and I love it. I'm, like, living for the thrill of knowing that I have to work so freaking hard to get to, like, my end goal, and I have no problem doing that. Like, it brings me this just overwhelming, like, joyful sensation to know that I'm doing the things that I need to be doing. I'm putting in the work that I need to put in. I am, reaching new heights that I didn't even know, and I'm pushing my limits because at the end of the day, like, you have to do that in order to get to where you wanna be. You can't just, you know, be completely comfortable with your circumstances all the time because you constantly ask yourself, "Where do I wanna be next? What do I wanna do next?" And when you start asking yourself those questions, it's like, "Okay, cool, like, I know what I wanna do, but, like, how am I gonna get there?" And figuring out how you're gonna get there is something that is just completely up to you. That's nobody else's like, nobody can do that for you. You have to want to put in the work. You have to want to be better. Like, you have to push yourself to become the best version of yourself. And what good is it if you're not even trying? It's just it's just lame. It's dumb. Like, you're almost doing yourself, like, dissatisfaction by not going after your goals and dreams and not pushing yourself to new limits and not telling yourself that you deserve better than what you already have because you're just afraid to do the work. That's just weird. Like, get a grip on yourself, like, quit telling yourself, like, "Oh, I can't wait to do this," or, "Oh, I can't wait to do that." Why do you have to wait? Why can't it just be now? Just do it. Like, obviously, it's a broad term. Obviously, some things you have to wait for. You can't just do it. But when it comes to, like, your lifestyle and the things that you're trying to achieve, like, you have full control, total control over your life. No one can tell you what you should or should not do with your life. You are the only person that's in charge point blank. And once you, like, realize that and figure that out, it's kind of just smooth sailing day by day. Like, yeah, there's random stuff that's gonna happen in your life that's probably gonna be inconvenient. That's just life. You gotta get over it. But pushing yourself through those obstacles and taking yourself to new heights and overcoming those things, that's where the payoff, like, really feels good because you're like, "Wait, if I can do that, I can do anything." So, yeah, and that's kinda how I felt pretty much this entire summer. I don't really talk about it a lot, but I dropped out of college twice, and I finally went back again last year, and I finally graduated. So that's another place that I've been at, where I kinda was just focused on that for a while. And I won't say it took too much of my time. I mean, it did take time, obviously, but I definitely wanted to finish to the best of my ability, and I think because it was something that took me so long and it was something that I was fully committed to, by telling myself that if I finish school, I can literally do anything because I suck at school. Like, I suck at, like, just education itself when it comes to learning about things that I genuinely do not care about. It just my brain doesn't, like, take in the information, it kinda just sees it and it's like, "Okay, cool, yeah." So, finishing school has now put me in a place where I'm like, "Oh my god, you have no excuse." Like, you have 0 excuse to not have the things that you want now, to not be fully committed to, like, your creativity, your craft, and the things that you're trying to accomplish. And I think that's why I feel so heavily motivated now because I feel like that's just a huge burden weight like, lifted off my shoulders. And like I said, it took me so long to get there that now I genuinely have no excuse. And I don't know, it's weird because it's different because I'm older. It's not like I, like, did the basic 4 years of college and da 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 da, like, that wasn't me. I just couldn't. I think I was constantly craving different outlets and trying to find different things that I felt like were right for me in the moment, and sometimes that meant, like, I needed to step away from school because I just felt like the pressure was too much for me. And I wanted to focus my energy on other things. And honestly, I mean, that's what led me to even figuring out what I wanted to do with my life was me taking steps back and breaks and trying new things and finishing school. Obviously, now being, a little bit older, it's like you're still asking yourself that question of like, what's next? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I feel like that was such a long and big chapter of my life that, of course, now naturally I'm asking, like, frick, what do I do now? Like, what's next? But I was, blessed enough to be able to kinda step into my career while I was in school, and I kind of already have, like, an established path for myself. So when I ask what's next, it's not the typical like, "Oh, what am I gonna do? Like, what kinda job do I want?" When I ask what's next, it's, "Okay, you have a checklist of things that you wanna do in your career, and you're already establishing, like, your career in general for yourself. Like, I've built a pretty good brand, me being a social media manager, like, I get to interact with different people, so that's definitely fun, but now it's like, what do you want for yourself in your career? I don't know. I mean, I don't talk about it on here, but I have another, social media account, that's my digital diary that I recently had gained a really big following from randomly. Like, I don't know why people follow me at all. I really don't. And it started so I've actually been posting on a quick little backstory. I've actually been posting on social media since I was like 14. And I, started with, the basic YouTube videos, making little vlogs with my friends, and then it kinda, like, died, and I was like, "Alright, whatever, I don't really care." And then I picked it back up when I got a little bit older and I was still in high school, and it was like, "Alright, cool, like, maybe I can take this seriously," and then I kinda, like, let it go again. And then I started, doing social media for people, like, the jobs that I was going after were pertaining to marketing, but specifically social media. And I ended up working with this nonprofit, my freshman and sophomore year of college, and that's probably the moment I realized, like, I want to do this for a living. Like, I want to create. I wanna be a creative. I wanna be innovative. I wanna be inspirational, and not in the cliche, like, "Oh, I wanna be an influencer. Oh, I wanna be, a content creator." No, I just wanted people to watch my stuff and, like, feel something from it. Like, the way that I watch other creators or other people and feel inspired to create myself, like, that's what I wanna do for other people. Um, so pivoting from that, it was kinda like years of me trying to figure out, like, where I was going. I worked different jobs, I did so many different 9 to 5s, hated that lifestyle. I never once thought, "I'm gonna work at a 9 to 5, I'm gonna build my way up." I was always like, "I'm gonna start a business, be my own boss," because I don't have the patience for that. Um, and then, getting older, it was kinda like you see different people in different, like, routes, and you're seeing the things that they're doing in their life and their career, and it was weird because, the stuff that they were saying, most of the people that I was around hated what they did. So, it was very rare that I ever found people that like to do the jobs that they were at, specifically in not the 9 to 5 corporate world. And if they did like their job, it was just because they were really good at it, and I commend people, for that because, I think when you do take a career and you know you're gonna do it for 50 plus years, you should love what you do. You don't wanna just take a job because you just need a job. Like, it's you suffer when you're like that, and I don't believe that we were put on this earth to suffer. I think that we were put on this earth to enjoy the things that, God gave to us. So, um, that was definitely interesting to see as well, being on that transitional period of figuring out what I wanted to do. And then once I kind of found my direction after probably the second time I dropped out, uh, I remember I took a job about 2 years ago, in Phoenix, and I ended up moving there for a year. And while I was there, I was working for a marketing agency doing social media, and then also, just making connections. Bartended just to go meet people, and, like, have, like, a side income. I don't like to be bored, so anytime I have free time, it feels wrong. I feel like I could be making money or creating something or just doing something that benefits my life or my lifestyle. So I used, the time that I had to go make money, and that works for me. But doing that, being alone in a different state by myself for so long and kind of taking myself away from literally everything I've ever known, but also acclimating to a new environment, not only was scary, but I think that's what really pushed me to realize that I enjoyed the uncomfortability of figuring out, like, what my best skills and assets were, specifically when it came to being a creative. And the jobs that I was doing, obviously, like, I got the chance to do so, but I just felt so, like, restricted. I felt like restraint upon me because I just felt like I wasn't giving my 100% because it wasn't something that was mine, it was for somebody else. So, obviously, the time passed and I was like, "Why do I keep giving people this energy when I can just go do it myself?" Yeah. So, I ended up quitting, and then I moved back home because why wouldn't I, I was like, I tried that, hated that. I didn't hate it. I actually really enjoyed it. But tried that, realized, my chapter in my journey and there it was done. I didn't need to be there as long as I thought I needed to be. And I genuinely felt like that specific journey was something that God put on my heart and my spirit and told me to go do in order to come back and feel like I knew where I was gonna go. And it was amazing for me because I jump started my career. I pretty much, was like, I'm gonna fully invest in myself and see if it pays off. And if it doesn't pay off, it doesn't pay off. But you can never tell me that I didn't try. And that was the only thing that I wanted to prove to myself was that if I was gonna do something and go all in, no one had and you couldn't take that away from me. Like, that's something that I give myself so many props for and just pride myself in, is the fact that I bet on myself every single time. and I refuse to settle. Refuse. There's been a couple times, I'm not gonna lie, there's been a couple times where I was like, maybe I should just go back to, the lifestyle that I had. And then I go, but I don't feel like God would put this dream and feeling on my soul if I wasn't meant to have it. And knowing that I've felt like this for so long, yeah, there's no way it's not supposed to work. So yeah, I bet on myself, and I've been doing that for a year now. And then the beginning of summer, just around this time last year, I decided I'm gonna keep going into my creative outlets, start exploring more, post on social media. I mean, when I was living in Phoenix, I was already posting on social media, just I had no direction. I just kinda was like, "I'm gonna post what I feel like posting," and I didn't really care. And then I moved home and all that stuff happened, and then I ended up picking up the camera again, but not in the same ways that I was once before. And I think I was lost in the beginning trying to figure out, like, what worked for other people, not really what worked for me. Um, I had, like, a couple of moments where I went viral while I was still living in Phoenix, and I was like, "Oh, like, this might be it." And then it kinda, like, died down, and I was like, "No, this isn't it." But I was posting from my own personal account, um, and then I eventually had started my digital diary page, and I was like, "Oh, I'll start posting the same stuff that I put on my personal account on this page, and, like, who knows, maybe it'll pay off for me." Um, and honestly, I am not a huge numbers person, like, I never really thought, like, "Oh, I only got, like, 10 views." Like, I don't really care. I was just posting because I wanted to post. Like, I only post and create because I genuinely just wanna do it. It has nothing to do with being like, "Oh, like, I hope I get a check from this. Oh, I hope I get followers from this." Like, I don't care. Like, people are gonna follow me whether they want to or not. It's gonna make some impact on my life, but it's not gonna kill my self-esteem or my confidence. I'm gonna keep posting the stuff that I wanna post. Um, so I did that, and then it really wasn't until about m late early March, I think, I I would post these videos of me driving to the gym, and excuse me, I would put them on my Instagram story, and it would literally just be me in the car listening to music, just recording, like, a 15-second video, and I would just post it on my story just, so my friends could see it, or just because I thought it was, like, amusing because it's just what I do, like, that's just normal. And I had a bunch of people, like, comment and, like, slide up and tell me, like, "This is so, like, funny because this is just you, like, you do this, and, like, it brings me joy." And, like, I'm already weird about accepting compliments because 'cause I'm like, "Ew, like, stop. You're boosting my ego, like, I hate this, but I also love it. Please don't stop." But eventually I was like, "You know what? Maybe I should post this on my digital diary page and just why not?" Like, I love music. Emphasis on love. I love music. I genuinely feel like it does something for my soul, my heart, my spirit. I get goosebumps when I hear a certain beat, a certain rhythm, certain lyrics. Oh, it really even talking about it just but anyways, um so I did that and I just kept doing it. I was still posting it on like my personal page, but then I was just posting and posting on my digital diary page and then I don't know what was in the air or what the frick happened, but I started going viral and I was like, "Okay, like this is cool." So obviously, as, someone in social media or anybody with common sense, you build leverage off of that. So I was like, "You know what? I'm going to keep posting these videos because apparently people like them and I think they're cool because at the end of the day, I was being 100% and I'm saying was, but I am being 100% myself when I post these videos. I was already putting these videos, like, just for my literal 30 friends to see. Like, I didn't really care. I don't care what people think about me because at the end of the day, like, I'm living my life the way that I want to, and how I live my life has nothing to do with yours, so, like, why would I care? Um, and I'm still being wholeheartedly 100% authentic, and doing that and knowing that people were enjoying it, like, was bringing me joy to know that I was, like, passing joy to other people, who were just watching my videos, and it was just it's just videos of me being a complete idiot. Like, I'm just being weird. And it's just funny to think that, like, that's what's getting me to the point that I'm at. Um, so yeah, obviously went viral a couple times, geeked over some likes, some mentions, some celebrity stuff, obviously, as one would do because I love music. I enjoy it. I love artistry. I love that people can create in different ways, and I just think that people who are musically inclined and talented, like, I commend that because it takes a lot of skill, and hearing the product of what so many people have spent so much time putting, like, their energy into, it's just a beautiful thing. So yeah, I geek out when I get, likes from certain people because duh, why wouldn't I? So yeah, I did that and, it's been paying off for me and I'm still continuing to do that. And then obviously I slowly started putting more of my lifestyle into it. Because you know, am still posting from an authentic standpoint, but I want to incorporate the things that I do want to create. Um, so it kind of felt like that was, like, my foot in the door, and now I'm just continuing to keep doing that and posting the things that I feel like people would enjoy, and this not even just because they enjoy it, but because I enjoy it, in hopes that there are like-minded people out there who do pay attention to my stuff, and they just get a kick out of it because they do, not even because I care if they, wanna follow me. Like, if I made someone laugh or smile or feel some type of peace or joy just from a video, like, that brings me so much satisfaction, because that's all I want. I just want people to feel like they gained something, um, because that's how I feel when I watch other creators, so, like, duh. But but yeah, so that's been a part of my journey as well, and I think because I am so heavily focused and fixated on oh my god, I keep burping, I'm so sorry, but I think because I'm so fixated and focused on social media as a whole, I definitely am trying my hardest to just go full force on being a creative and I hate the term influencer, but being an influencer in a non-condescending type of way, even though that's crazy because this podcast is literally called Conceited, um, which is to be, like, vain of oneself, which I am very aware of, but it's meant as a positive affirmation. I use conceited as a sense of you should be confident in who you are, and you should embrace the qualities that you hold because there are other people out there that are very envious of that, and you get to be you, and you should love who you are, and that's what I want that to be perceived as. I don't want it to be perceived as an egotistical type of thing, because that's not how I present myself. "Hey, people in the background." Sorry, there are people walking, yeah, so I definitely think that was a big thing for me as well, and I am just continuing my journey as a creative and, utilizing my platform on social media because at the end of the day, I still wanna grow, as a person, but also as a creative. So it brings me a lot of joy that people do watch my videos and find some sort of happiness in it because that's that's all I want, and I love it. I love to do it. I think it's fun. Some people think it's stupid, and again, I could care less. If you really care about what other people think, you will literally never get anywhere in life. If you're fixated on how people perceive you or their opinions of you and your lifestyle, give yourself a reality check because that's not, no, you're never going to get to where you want to be if you keep paying attention to the opinions of others. That's so gross. So yeah, just remember that if there's something that you wanna do and there's something that you feel called to do, go do it. Like, if you feel this, like, pull and this sensation and this drive and this, like, willingness to just, like, be something or invest into something or create something, like, go do that. No one is stopping you. If anything, someone out there is praying for a person like you. And you've gotta go out and be that because that is what God called you to do, and He wouldn't have put that on your spirit if it wasn't for your purpose. Um, so yeah, I, that's kinda where I've been. That's literally it, like, that's the catch up. Like, I don't have anything else except for the fact that I really want to keep using my creative outlets. I wanna invest more into doing this, filming my podcast, talking about these things, talking to different people. I've also been meeting a lot of people along my journey that I am grateful for because that's what makes me feel so aligned to what I'm doing because I'm meeting so many great people that are in the same mindset as me and push me to be better. And honestly, meeting people who are even, at a higher point than I am brings me so much more motivation to just go after it and get it all. Because I aspire, what it took for them to get there. So knowing the work that they did, I want to be that same person. I want to be able to show people like, hey, if you just put in the work and if you just really, really try and focus on yourself and fully believe in what you're doing and love the journey, you can do anything and you're going to get there. Um and yeah, so I just wanted to make this episode based off of where I've been at, what I've been up to, what my plans are. It's really hard for me to like say everything because I do have a lot planned and I am really excited about the things that I am focused on, the things that I wanna do with this, the things that I wanna do with social media. So yeah, I really do hope that if someone out there is watching and, you know, whatever they take from this, I hope it's something that they needed. I hope it's something that brings you motivation, and I hope honestly that this whole conversation has just made your day. Because even though I may have talk about a lot of nonsense sometimes. Uh, I just want to help people reach their highest potential, and I want to help people become the best version of themselves. And I want to be able to share my journey on how I was able to get there and show people that you can like do anything. Um, and all it takes is time and trust and believing and faith and prayer and wisdom and hope and love and time. That's emphasis, like, it takes time. It's going to take time to get to where you wanna be, but the payoff is always going to be worth it. Um, so yeah, I am gonna end this on a high because my adrenaline and my energy is, like, up, and I really wanna just leave the suspense of, like, what's next? Um, so yeah, I really enjoy if you guys listened to this episode, and I'm really excited to keep going with more, and I'm excited to share parts of my journey that I haven't gotten to share yet, and I'm just blessed that I even have the means and the platform to do these things, and I'm really grateful that God put my purpose on my spirit because I get to share it with other people, and I just think that's really freaking cool. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it. I can't think of like words that I could say to explain just how blessed I am and grateful for just life in general lately. I've been through a lot, and even though not every single one of them is like a terrible thing, I'm still human and there's still stuff that I deal with on my own time. And to be able to take care of myself in that way and also be able to give to others the things that I like to receive just feels really good. So yeah, if no one's told you today, I love you and I'm proud of you and I will talk to you guys next week.